No doubt you have seen Goodwill storefronts and donation centers all across the Suncoast. As the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But Goodwill is about more than just value shopping. Don Giffens is the president and CEO of Goodwill Manasota and is here to talk about the impact of Goodwill on our entire community. Thanks for joining us, Don.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
I do feel like we know you best, for the donation and collection side of things, but I don't think everybody understands exactly what that means overall. Kind of work us through the whole process of donation and sales and employment.
Sure. So through the collection, production, and sales of donated goods, we generate the revenues, which allows us to hire and employ 850 local team members in the 4 counties that we serve. And those team members do various functions and have upskilling opportunities to better themselves and their situation.
Well, I was just going to say, so to help encourage donations, every time we donate something, it's certainly giving probably several people jobs, right, with collection and then sales teams.
Exactly, yeah. It's quite an intricate process once you get a little bit behind the scenes. So not only do we require the team members and the hands to work through that process, but then the revenues we create allow us to do other things in the community, right? So we have support staff we have life coaches to support both our team members and some of our other nonprofit partners. We have, what you would think a normal business would have, a marketing team, an IT team, and all those other support functions that allow us to do the great job that we do in the community.
And again, all that comes simply from making donations and then, of course, shopping at Goodwill.
Yes, and I appreciate your support with the donations and all of our shoppers out there. It's really fantastic to give our team members the opportunity, but when we have that opportunity to engage our donors and they understand that some of what they do are helping us assist veterans or collect for the food banks, right? Or do other mission services with collaborative partnerships with Boys and Girls Club or Easter Seals. Some of the team members you see in the stores have come up through some of those programs, and it's really exciting that we're able to create an environment through the community support where we're able to help lift those people up, many of which may not have the ability to have sustained work other places.
And I think that's one thing that Goodwill does extraordinarily well is not only are you employing people, which of course we want here in our community, but you're employing people that might not otherwise be employed.
Exactly. 70% of our team members they face some barrier to employment, whether it's a disability or a disadvantaging condition. Recently there was some press release about our Jobs Plus language program and 2 of our graduates where these were individuals who came to us who did not have spoke English as a second language and it was very limited English proficiency, and through some of our internal workforce programs we were able to help them gain the skills to be able to converse in English in a dual language environment, and one of them just recently got a promotion.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right, while we're talking about employees, let's talk about veterans as well. I know you specifically seek out to support veterans. Tell us about that.
We do. So our American Veterans and Their Families program, we actually have a facility on University and Lockwood Ridge where we have a team of 4 individuals, all of which are veterans. I'm a veteran myself, who support our veterans community and their families. We have our Let's Buddy Up program, which is a social event where everybody can just come together, veterans, first responders, and just have a collaborative, friendly environment with like-minded people, right, or people with similar backgrounds. And then we do lots of other stuff with the veterans as it relates to upskilling, job skills training. In the military, a lot of people have an MOS, right? It's what they did, but it doesn't necessarily translate to forklift operator at a Tropicana or a Bell's, right, or another local employer. So we can help bridge that gap with our team who knows the lingo to then help craft a resume or prepare with interview skills or even workplace attire to give them interview clothing. We helped $129,000 last year in Goodwill vouchers went to community partners and individuals in the community who needed assistance.
You are certainly helping and employing a lot of people. And then when we think back to the stores, certainly encourage people to shop. One of the reasons is think about all the clothes that we're upcycling instead of sending to landfills? I know sustainability is a big part of your mission.
Absolutely, yes. So we work very hard to divert as much from the local landfills. Again, we're all in this community, we're all in this together. And anything that we can divert, we do. So over 50 million pounds of goods were diverted from the landfill just by Goodwill alone last year. We recycle things like Christmas lights. Don't throw them away. We have someone who will take them.
Interesting.
Older golf clubs, plastics, obviously metals and things like that. In many cases, it's stuff that can be sold in the stores. We have a lot of tinkerers out there still who want, you know, a Roomba that's broken. Well, there's parts that are still good in that.
Really?
And people come and buy that stuff.
So maybe as donators, we shouldn't hold back if something's broken. Should we label it does not work, or do you have people that figure it all out?
That helps us out, because it'll still go through our bargain barn where some of those knick-knack and treasure hunters find those things and can play with them. But you know, traditionally in the stores, the gently used clothing and household items are what sells predominantly, but we certainly wouldn't want someone to not donate just because they didn't know whether they could or not. And ask our team. Our team is very well educated and informed on what we can and can't accept, and we're happy to answer those questions, because we'd much rather not have something go on the curbside that could be sold either on a salvage market or to a recycling partner. We're actually working on a couple unique initiatives to try and divert more plastics and glass from the landfill with partners like Cemex and other companies around the state.
That's great to know. If in doubt, donate, because of course you have an educated team to figure it out. And then if for some reason things can't be sold or used, then I know you bundle and send them off to other places in need.
We do. We look to extract as much value out of the donations we get, because that's how we fund our mission programs. So 95% of the funding for our organization comes through the sale of donated goods. A very small percentage comes from philanthropy. So anything we can do to extract value out of those items. So we have guiding principles, and one of those guiding principles is every time you touch a donation, something good should happen to it.
I love it.
So we try to have that stewardship through the entire process, even through before it goes to potentially going to the landfill. Are we sure there's not something else we can do with this item?
All right, well, thank you for touching the community so much in so many different ways. Donate, shop, and support. For more information about the many things Goodwill is doing here on the Suncoast, go to experiencegoodwill.org. We'll be right back.